Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina. I have posted over 600 tarot videos here on YouTube, published various tarot and oracle decks, and you guys know me as your big sis from the internet. As you guys know that I always make sure to share all of the juicy details. So guys, in today's video we are going to be discussing everything that you will have by year 2024. So I don't want to spoil it, but I do ask for you guys to give me some feedback in the comment section if you like this video. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you found yourself feeling comfortable in this healing, safe space on the internet. So how this video works is that I will now introduce you to the 4 groups that I have prepared for you, and I would like you to pick one of these 4 groups intuitively. If you absolutely cannot make up your mind, then feel free to select multiple groups, because sometimes your reading could be a mixture between 2 or more predictions. This is group number 1, and group number 1 corresponds to the tiger's eye crystal. Next up, we've got group number 2, which corresponds to the rainbow aura quartz crystal. Then we've got group number 3, which corresponds to the aqua aura crystal. And last but not least, this is group number 4, which corresponds to the citrine crystal. But the timestamps to all 4 of these groups can be found below in the description box, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section for quick and easy access from your mobile phones, your tablets, and your laptops. Ooh, I almost forgot your TVs too, because all of my readings are available in 4K resolution. So I will now give you a little moment of privacy so you can meditate on the 4 groups. Feel free to pause the video right here if you need a little more time to make up your mind as to which group you'd like to choose, and then I'll be right back to guide you into your readings. Alright, so by now you've hopefully selected one of these 4 groups. I will be starting off with group 1, which corresponds to the tiger's eye crystal. So if this is the group that you chose, then please continue watching. And to all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp, and we'll figure out precisely what you will have in your life by year 2024. Hello group number 1, and welcome to your reading. You chose the tiger's eye crystal, and this is the Tazama African tarot deck in order to help guide you about everything that you are going to have by year 2024. So let's get into it, shall we? This is a crystal that brings out your intuition, and I hope that you can enjoy all of the affirmations from my affirmation deck that I have laid out for you, just to keep the space as uplifting and positive as it can be, because after all, that's what you come to my channel for, isn't it? So let's get into it, group number 1. Let's see what is coming towards you. You guys know I shuffle and lay the cards intuitively, and I use lots of different decks, so we'll have a lot of intricate information for you. Now, the Empress is a card in the tarot that corresponds to the number 3, and it is a card of fertility, childbirth, and parenthood. So don't freak out, group number 1. That doesn't mean that you necessarily are going to be a parent, but this is definitely a card of having fertile grounds for new ideas. By the year 2024, let's not be surprised if you are growing something in your life that you didn't expect, all right? This could be a new business idea, quite literally a baby, but overall, this is just about growth and fertility. Group number 1, let's follow this path of the Empress when it comes to what you will have by the year 2024, and we'll do a little circle, okay? A little circle of growth, of fertility, of what will be yours. So here we go. This is your little, oh wow, that went on my desk. Okay. So as we can all tell, I am not really accustomed to drawing, but we'll get into it anyway. So I'll write number 1 right here, because group 1, you are my number 1s, and yeah, of course, this is group number 1's reading. So let's see what group number 1, what you are going to have by 2024. I'm gonna get into it with some charms. This is my little Bowl Life velvet pouch that you guys get with all of your online orders in my store, because I like for you guys to have some extra things, some extra packaging to reuse. So first up, we've got this little tree of life, and this this is symbolic of growth, and it is definitely symbolic also of connecting with your family. So I see that for 2024, what you will find is more connection with nature, more connection with your family, and just overall a deeper bond with your surroundings. Next up, we also have Leo energy, strong Leo energy. So you will have some sort of Leo by 2024, and that's going to bring you a lot of this feeling of joy, of this fertile ground being something you're excited about. So it could be a business partner, but also a romantic one, right? If you would like to have a family at some point. And then we have this little boat steering wheel, this ship's wheel, I think it's called. So in the ship's wheel, you're going to have some sort of nautical experience, some sort of open ocean experience, being on a boat and having the experience of freedom. That's what I see for the year 2024. And then, when it comes to heavenly bodies and planetary placements, there we go. I just want to make sure you can see we've got Venus. So a glow up for 2024. That will be yours without a doubt. Venus is the planet of affection, of love, of aesthetics, also of balance. So you will have a lot of things here that bring you into balance and that just overall allow you to live life from a place of enjoyment and from a place of being yourself more. So I want to move further into your reading, shall we? But we will add more little fun bits into your reading that we haven't done in this way in the past. Next up, we've got the World. This is one of the most favorable cards. So you will have something big that you wanted by year 2024, something really huge, something that you always dreamt of. And I want to add more charms into your reading because I just have this sense that the charms are very insightful for you, group number one. So we'll get them out again, all right? Let's figure out what you're going to have here in the World that's going to feel like it completes you, and that's something that you have been hoping for a while. All right, so we have this clock right here. So it's something where you feel like the clock has been ticking. You feel as though you are now at an age where you should have this thing. It could be a family, it could be a home of your own, a vehicle, a business. We'll find out more infos as I intuitively pull charms for you. Okay, we have a huge sense of inner calm as well as a practice, a routine. This is like having your life together a lot more than you did at this point right now, at the point of you watching this video, all right? And then we also have a bird. Maybe you always wanted a bird, for example, as a pet, but the bird is also a symbol of freedom. So let's not be surprised if freedom is part of what you will have by 2024, both financially as well as spiritually. And I will add a rune into the mix as well. Let's see what we've got. All right, group number one. This is the first rune for you. This rune is the rune of Ansus, and it is a rune of communication, of insight, of wisdom. So I do see here that when it comes to finishing your school, a huge test, a huge kind of hurdle that you need to overcome, you're going to have that for 2024. You're going to pass and you're going to be successful at it, and it will give you the freedom that we spoke about here within the bird. Let's see what other rune that we're going to get for you. All right, let me just make sure you can see. Next up, we've got Dagaz. Dagaz is the rune of awareness. This is the rune of being a lot more self-aware, and I'll just put your rune right here for you so you can see it. And this rune of awareness definitely shows us that for 2024, you are aware of what you deserve and what you don't, and you will not waste your time with people who are not on the same page of like inner calm. So you won't waste your time with relationships that are beneath you. And by beneath you, we are not saying like some people are better than others, but I mean someone who yells, who puts you down. I can't even say some of these words on YouTube. I'm going to have to put these readings on Patreon in an uncensored way. But you get the idea. Just someone who doesn't respect you. That's what I see that you're steering clear from. Then we've got the Magician as well as the Nine of Pentacles, and we'll get into it. The Magician is another card of like manifestation and making things real, making things happen. The Nine of Pentacles is a card that shows us that when it comes to your career and things in the earthly realms, you'll be more fulfilled than you are now. You'll be very close to another big success. But what I want to do here is I want to add more bits of information beneath the Magician of what you will have by year 2024, so we can get a very concrete kind of idea. And this time we will do some letters. You guys know I have to rep my little Bow Life velvet pouches always. So let's see what we've got. All right, so we've got the letters D as well as E. Okay, and then T. Okay, so this could be Ted, for example. Is that a name that sounds familiar? Also, Theodore. Ted is short for a bunch of different names. And one thing I also want to do is add another rune in here for you, group number 1. Okay, so here within this rune, a message that you are meant to receive within this reading is Vunyo, which shows joy and peace and fellowship, okay, pleasure. That's what I see here with this person. And we know that we had Leo energy before, so this is a very precise reading, you guys. This is a very, very real and precise reading. And within this rune, we've got Kenaz, which shows a torch. Okay, that's what this rune represents. A torch, a kind of revelation, a kind of aha moment. So I do want you to know here that what you will have for 2024 is this sensation of finally knowing what you want, where you're going, and with whom you're going. That's what I see for you for 2024. Furthermore, of course, we've got these letters that are important and that are meaningful when it comes to everything you will attain. And allow for these letters to point you in the right direction. They can also be someone's initials, all right? And the Ace of Cups here shows that we'll have a new connection coming towards you. The Ace of Cups always represents a new relationship. It doesn't say precisely that it has to be a platonic one like a friendship, or a romantic one like you being with someone that you want to marry or be with, romantically speaking. But it is definitely indicative of the fact that, hey, there is someone new coming towards you. And this is a relationship that you will have by year 2024. If you want to know precisely by what month of 2024, we can figure that out as well, because the way I know you guys, you always just want to know every little detail. So let's ask Spirit. Okay, so by month 11, all right? So by November at the latest. November is definitely a great month for you to meet people who will stay in your life forever. So when you are looking for a month to really kind of go on first dates or to be open to new connections, November is the month for you, group number 1. I'm just rearranging some of these affirmation cards a little bit because I am a little OCD when it comes to this, and I like for it to be perfect. So that's what I've got here for you with the Ace of Cups, all right? And just to come back, circle back to the Nine of Pentacles, what you will have is more growth when it comes to your career, more growth when it comes to your finances too. That's what I see here in the Nine of Pentacles, but you're not quite where you want to be just yet in that area of your life. And I see in the Three of Cups reversed that actually another thing that you will have by year 2024 is this feeling of having gone out enough, like just having been out enough, socialized enough, gone to enough like social gatherings and occasions to where you feel like, you know what, I have outgrown this. I'm somehow in a space where I don't need this anymore. And I want to focus more on just tying up some loose ends in my own life and focus more on like brunching, on dates in your home, especially if you're moving out, and making your home all cozy and beautiful. As I see here in the Queen of Blades, that a huge thing for you is to be financially intelligent. You don't want to waste money anymore. You feel like you had that phase, that time. It did come, but it also went, and you are good with that time being done in your life. You're good with now being a lot more financially intelligent, a lot more kind of careful with how you do things, and with just planning for the future more than you ever did in the past. That's what I see here in the Queen of Blades. You are kind of really thinking about any steps that you take financially before you take them and what kind of long-term effects that they will have. Now, the red fox shows us that there's some sort of shapeshifter that you will have by 2024. Again, this shapeshifter is someone from your past that is going to kind of pretend or say that they have changed to come back into your life. I'll just put that right here with our little Ted, okay? And I just want you to know that this is not necessarily someone that you should let back into your life. Always remind yourself as to why something ended, why you broke it off with someone, and then just kind of give yourself time to think, do you really want to let that person back in? Do you really want to go through that again? Because chances are they haven't quite changed, and the tabby cat is just trying to remind you, like, you are worthy of the people you haven't even met yet, that you're still going to meet, like we're speaking of here in the Ace of Cups, who are going to absolutely worship the ground that you walk on, who are absolutely going to respect you, who are absolutely not going to treat you in a way that makes you question your worth or makes you know deep inside that this is bad, that this can't go on. And I definitely just want you to know that when it comes to people from your past coming back, the shape shifting is real, and they probably have some sort of reason why they're coming back. So next up, we've got the Spring Peeper. So I can see here in evolving in your next becoming, the thing is, like, they can see how much effort you've put, how much you've grown, how much you've changed, and they kind of want a piece of that cake, to be honest with you. That's why they're coming back, because they see how much you've had this glow up take place within your life. And of course, when someone sees that you've gone through a glow up, that you're doing really amazing, they are interested and intrigued by it. They want to see how you did it, and to a certain degree, they're also intrigued to see where your boundaries are at. Will you let them back in? Will you make them a part of your life again? That's what I can see here within your reading, that you'll have a lot of really nosy people trying to come back into your life by 2024 and throughout 2024. So group number one, this is what I've received so far. I do want to clear and cleanse the space and then come back with a few more messages that I intuitively feel called to add to your reading. So just hang tight and I'll be right back with you. Okay, group number one, let's move more deeply into your reading, shall we? So let's see what you've got by the year 2024. So we have the 10 card as well as the bell. So there's going to be some sort of announcement for a celebration. That's what I see with these two cards that are coming towards you. So the announcement for the celebration will be someone's wedding or very big birthday party that you're going to attend, and I can see that you're really excited for that. And if you're the kind of person who has never done something like a big birthday bash, or you've never been married or engaged before, let's not be shook if this actually also is yours, group number one. All right, we have the handshake. So you are meeting with a stranger, and that meeting is going to be super important. And I do want you to know that connecting that to these two cards that we already received, with this stranger, there's going to be some sort of big announcement. So a new business partner that you're collaborating with. If you're an artist, it may also be like a manager if you've always wanted to act or to model. You know, the handshake representing signing a contract of being with an agent, being with an agency, having some sort of agreement where you're going to publish your work, and then having a celebration for it, like a launch party, being invited to an event that kind of like commemorates you making this deal, okay? You having this kind of pact with a person which up until this point is a stranger in your life, but obviously then once you've met them, once you've shook hands, once you've signed the dotted line, everything's gonna be different. So next up, we've got the magical realms. So group 1, the magical realms shows us here that one thing that's going to change is your confidence level, because once you have this deal and this agreement under your belt, you will find that you're far more confident in your abilities and as to what you can do next than you have ever been before. That's what I see in the magical realms. And the solar portal shows us here that you're also being super centered during this time, because you know you need to focus in order to accomplish what you would like. You know you have to be on point, you have to be balanced in order to make sure that you continue to deliver on what you shook hands on what you agreed on. So there's definitely group number 1, some changes coming towards you for 2024 that include a big signed deal and contract, that include a celebration over this deal and contract. It has to do with your professional life. That's what I see is like the biggest part of this announcement and this celebration. Of course, there may be other things like celebrations such as birthday parties, but this is going to be monumental when it comes to your work. This is going to be something you have not yet experienced, and it is definitely related to your professional life. So next up here within the judgment card, I do also see that when it comes to your life, you're going to feel far, far less judged once you enter the realm of 2024, because for some reason things are shifting internally. It's like you're entering a new era. And also on a numerological basis, 2024 corresponds to the number 8, right? Because we've got 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, which equals 8. And the number 8 is a number of abundance. It's a number of prosperity. It's a very positive one. Whereas the year that you're maybe watching this in, or the year that I published this in, 2023, I think everyone has felt some sort of weirdness, some sort of animosity from the number 7 and from 2023 as a whole. So next up in the 5 of Cups reverse, it is really confirmation that you're moving forward from a time where you felt kind of in agony and sad and like you were in a war with yourself, to finding a space where, okay, you even have like agreements with yourself. And this meeting with a stranger, this handshake, is also representative of therapy, group number 1. Okay, finally getting yourself into therapy, into some group activities that can also be therapeutic, where you meet strangers, where you're working with strangers. And the Page of Cups shows that for you it's like really a new beginning. For you it's really a fresh start, where you understand like you can leave the past behind. You don't have to drag it with you, and you don't have to continue to feel the hurt of some of the things that you experienced or tolerated forever. You can let go of it. You don't have to make that your identity whatsoever. Also, the Page of Cups shows us a new kind of connection that has to do with something that cannot judge you. So an animal, for example, is one thing that I'm getting here. And I want to add 1 or 2 charms because I just feel like Spirit is trying to say we should. Oh, okay, we've got a rhino and a bird. So literally these living beings cannot judge you, and to have received living beings out of like all charms that we have here is pretty telling when we were talking about judgment and not being judged. So the bird and the rhino, it definitely represents some exotic animals here. If you've always liked exotic animals, you will be near them for 2024 more often than you have, either through travels or through getting more active in conservation, learning more about them. And also another thing with exotic animals is that you may even be inclined to adopt something very exotic, such as a snake, such as a lizard, just something that's a little less common than your dog and cat. And I would just like you to know here that what you're going to have from that is a completely new experience that you will cherish and that you just didn't have in the past, that will teach you a lot about yourself as well as these wonderful creatures. Now, group number 1, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know below by leaving a rhino emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you belong to group 1 and you watched it all the way to the end. I will now add on a patron-only portion of this reading, which you can access if you are a part of my patron community. Head on over to Patreon, click this video, and watch the extension of group number 1. And if you're not yet a patron, I would sincerely recommend that you consider becoming a patron, because I've got a patron-only chat and lots of patron-only pieces of content on my page that you can access through a very small monthly fee that supports my channel so I can continue making these videos and I can continue to put my time and energy into creating even more detailed readings on my Patreon, where I can talk about taboo topics that YouTube unfortunately usually censors. So group number 1, once again, thank you for being here. All the links are below, as well as my Patreon and my website bowlife.com, where you can find all of my crystal rings and other jewelry pieces, and of course my tarot and oracle deck. So check that out if you're interested, and wherever you are in this world, group number 1, I'd like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading about everything that you'll have by year 2024. You chose the Rainbow Aura Quartz Crystal Point in order to help guide you when it comes to your reading. So this is the gorgeous crystal that you chose. I just want to do a quick close-up, and this is a crystal that helps you to embrace your uniqueness and helps you to see all of the things that people may have teased you about at an earlier stage in your life or even currently, to see those things as your superpower and what makes you unique, and to remind yourself that people often make fun of what they can't understand or what they know is different and one of a kind. So first up, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. Now the 7 of Pentacles shows that things are coming to fruition for you. By year 2024, you will find that a lot of the seeds that you have planted have grown into some full-blown plants, projects, and trees, and your hard work is paying off. You will be able to reap the rewards of all of your hard work and make some serious profits. Furthermore, I want you to know that what you will also have by year 2024 is some sort of inheritance, and this inheritance may come from like an early inheritance where you're getting something even though, for example, your parents or grandparents are still alive, but they just want to help you out. And it can also be an inheritance that of course comes to you through a family member or an extended family member saying that they would like to either give up what they own or if they have perished. But don't be afraid of the latter scenario, because here the 7 of Pentacles shows that you're feeling really good about what's happening here. This is not a type of inheritance where you feel like it came from a situation that is emotionally painful, okay? And also what you will do is make smart investments. Next up, we have the Page of Wands, but in reverse. Now, in reverse, this shows us to be very careful with hasty decisions, because anyone who is impatient with you when they know you have money or time or energy to invest, those are probably people who have something to gain from pushing you and from kind of making you get to a place where you sign the dotted line or make a hasty decision without properly taking counsel with those closest to you. So it's important that you plan and create goals for yourself, and that you don't do anything just in a haste because someone is pushing you to do it. Especially with things going so amazing as they are for you, group number 2, you've got to protect what you've created and remind yourself that often impatience and kind of lack of good energy towards you says a lot more about that person rather than you being too slow. Because sometimes people can make you feel like you're just being too slow, or you're not cooperating, or it's your fault if you don't act very quickly, but you've got to protect yourself first, and that is just not a very cute tactic whatsoever. That says a lot more about them than it actually says about you, and there are many people who have been screwed over due to others just trying to push them and force them to make a decision prematurely. Next up, we've got the World card. Yes, this is the last card of the major arcana in the tarot, and the World card is a card of success, achievement, accomplishment, and feeling a sense of belonging and wholeness. So the meaning of this card is that by year 2024, you will have a greater sense of accomplishment because more of the goals that you had would have been ticked off. Maybe you even did this through the help of a goal or vision board, and just keeping track of goals is actually the best way to make sure that you actually meet them, that you're actually able to get to those goals. And I also just want to draw a little circle, a little charm circle for you, so we can figure out precisely what else you're going to have by the year 2024. Okay, so we'll make your little charm circle right here. Oh no, again, onto the table. I'm not great at this, but it's okay. We don't need to be great. We just need to put in the effort and try. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna get out my charm bag now. Of course, I'm repping my little Bow Life charm bag. You guys, if you've ordered from my online store before, then you know all orders come with these free velvet storage bags that you can of course use for the products to protect them, but also for other things such as charms, for example. I collect all my charms in little Bow Life bags. So we've got the anchor as well as the sea star. So there's going to be a nautical experience planned. Going onto the open ocean and just overall being in the water. A experience where you will be able to see sea stars, where you will spend a good amount of time out on the water. That's why we've also got the anchor. And you are going to connect with the nature and animals and so on the ocean. Next, we have a shell, which further confirms this, as well as a saw. Okay, so you are cutting loose of earth. You're cutting loose of being on the ground, basically, right? Because you're out in the ocean, and we've got this shell, which is just another living creature within the open ocean, and just cutting ties from feeling like you're in a place where you're too rooted will give you a great sense of freedom. Even though, you know, the anchor typically is all about stopping somewhere, staying rooted or staying put in a place in the water, I just want you to know here that that can still be feeling like you're very free and feeling like there's nothing that's holding you back. But it's just about being on the water, in the water rather than particularly doing very, very far sailing. So being on a boat and experiencing some connection with nature and just the ocean and water in general, and that's where you're going to feel super at home. So let's add some runes into your reading too. So I intuitively got Isa for you. Okay, Isa is a rune of kind of quiet energy, standstill, feeling like things are just on ice, like you are able to really be in the moment. So if you've always loved the ocean, or you even spent a good amount of time by the ocean in this lifetime, then you know precisely why not having connected with it for so long, or not being around it as much as you want, it can really cause a rift internally. It can make you feel super disconnected from yourself. So it is very important that you remind yourself that aside from all these social media things, aside from day-to-day life, who are you and what did you always have an affinity towards? What did you always love already as a kid? And when was the last time you actually spent time in that environment and enjoyed that? Next up, with an upside down, know that what you will have by year 2024 is a whole different view and outlook on the world, because when you see things from a different perspective, when you see things kind of like upside down, it just overall allows you to not only accept others' viewpoints more, but maybe also adjust yours. And the thing is, like, there's so many different ways to see the world, and I think we go through different phases. When you're younger, you may have different views on, for example, politics, different views on lifestyle, relationships, and this can all change. You don't need to judge yourself for it, because the most important thing is that you are really authentic. And this is one thing that I'm learning more and more, just because, for example, I'm into tarot and oracle cards, and I feel like nothing is just a coincidence. Everything has meaning. It doesn't mean that, for example, I can't also align with traditional family values in a household. It doesn't mean that because I'm into spirituality or new age things that I can't also, in a different way, have an outlook that is polar opposite. Just because, for example, I am 100% in support of people loving whoever they want to love, being open-minded when it comes to just how people want to show up. That doesn't mean that, for example, I can't also support individuals who just simply want to have an old-fashioned lifestyle as well. So remind yourself here that it's about being authentic and not laying stones in other people's way, but we all just need to be real with one another. I think that's really important too. We all just have to have a little bit of common sense. That means that just because you like a certain setup in a relationship doesn't mean that it works for someone else. It doesn't make one better than the other, and we kind of just all need to let each other live and remind ourselves here in the Seven of Wands, we've all had trauma. We've all had the odds stacked against us at some point in time. And I want you to know that by 2024, just overall, you're going to be so into minding your own business that really anyone else's additional drama is just not even on your radar. For example, friends who are super dramatic or who just always have something going on that's negative, you don't have time for it because you already feel like life has enough challenges that you can deal with. So all of your free time I see here is going to be spent in a relationship, building a relationship and a family unit and a close kind of togetherness, cuddling, physical touch, spending time with each other, also being around friends and family who are happy for you to have this. And who knows, an anniversary with a boat trip, a proposal on a boat, overall just being near the water together. That's one thing that I can see for you for the year 2024 and what you will have in your life by then. Let's move further into it, shall we? Okay, we have the Nine of Blades in reverse. This card shows us alleviation from nightmares, insomnia, and difficulties finding restful sleep. Okay, because the Nine of Blades upright is a very challenging card, as the Nine of Blades upright is all about as you can see, feeling almost like you've got this knife coming down on you, like it's very difficult to find rest, to find refuge, to find a place of calm, especially at night and when you're supposed to sleep and you're supposed to give your mind a little break. But because this card did show up in reverse, this is no longer going to be plaguing you. This is something that you will leave in the past, and by 2024 you will have this attitude, not even of like magically having better sleep, but because you have more of an attitude of I don't care, like this is now my time to sleep and to rest and to get recuperation. You're just gonna sleep because you remind yourself, how many times did you lay awake at night worrying about something or someone who clearly isn't laying awake at night because of you? Why should you be sacrificing your good sleep? Why should you be sacrificing your rest when it's so one-sided? It makes no sense, right? So here in the Emperor reverse, I do see that you're kind of giving up on trying to control your mind and your overthinking. And precisely when it is that you do that, you will see that everything suddenly aligns way more easily because there isn't so much pressure on trying to control something. Because whenever you try to control something, it's already an issue. It's already like you've lost, right? Because the need to control will always equate to unhappiness and struggle, and in a sense, a very, very challenging environment. So letting go of the need to control immediately puts you in a position of winning because you don't feel that need, you don't have those expectations. So when you're not controlling something or you're not trying to control it, it gives you freedom. Freedom from that task to try to confine something into a space that makes you more comfortable, which is just draining you and taking a lot of energy from you. Especially if you're trying to control relationships with other people, it's pointless anyways because you can't control another person or their actions. So group number 2, this is the reading that I've received for you. I will now delve into the patron only portion of this pick a card reading. So if you really like this and you would like to hear more messages about what you'll have by 2024, more intricate ones, more detailed ones, then check out my Patreon. It is on there right now. And if you were completely new to my channel here on YouTube and you found this space to be insightful, healing, fun, and relaxing, of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss another one of these readings. So group number 2, thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 3. You chose the Aqua Aura Quartz point to help guide you in your reading, and I want to get straight into it so we can figure out precisely what you'll have by 2024. So let's see what this deck and overall your guides have to say for you. All right, first up, we've got the 3 of Cups reversed. You are going to be partying far less, drinking less, taking in less fried, unhealthy foods, less takeout. Overall, you are going to be spending time one-on-one with people rather than in any group settings where you feel peer pressure to kind of succumb to unhealthy habits. That's just ending for you. That was maybe a phase at one point in your life, but you're continuing steadily on the very kind of mature, one-on-one, small circle vibe. Next up, we have the Knight of Swords. So there is definitely a lot of interest in you from different male suitors. The Knight of Swords, as you can see, is super in their masculine, ready to take charge, ready to kind of like take a stance for what they want, which is you. They're pointing in your direction, they're moving in your direction, they're super forceful, nothing's gonna stop them. And because you have an air of mystery, because having access to you is a privilege and you're not just hanging out with anyone and everyone all the time, that is definitely something that puts you in the realm of those few very rare gems that are super attractive to high value men, high value individuals. I see here in the Queen of Cups is that you are extremely nurturing, which is what men find so attractive and which is something that they want in their life, given the fact that they often look around and see that a lot of women have kind of lost this touch if this is who you identify as. Of course, you may use your own pronouns in this situation because, as you guys know, while my channel is kind of, I would say 95% female and a lot of them being straight, I do still just want to make a space for all of you who usually feel marginalized in society. Next up, we've got the 9 of Coins or Pentacles, however you'd like to call it. This shows us here that what you will have by year 2024 is everything that you need for the next steps in your career, be it, for example, an exam that you've passed or even a new job where you can make more money and kind of climb up the ladder to more success. The 9 of Pentacles definitely shows us here that when it comes to what you will have, there's not much that you can want for 2024, but there's still a little bit of fine-tuning that can be done. However, there's no rush. The thing is, you should remind yourself of how far you've already come and also that you've got time, all right? Life is a marathon, not a short little sprint. Next up here in the 2 of Cups, I want you to know that this is a super favorable card for romantic relationships. So by 2024, you will have a romantic relationship that you're experiencing with someone who is in deep masculine energy of wanting to be together. They're making it clear. So any situationships that you've encountered, and please, ladies, let's not lie to ourselves. When you are confused, it's not that the situation is confusing. He just doesn't like you. I don't know why we women always like to gaslight ourselves and say, well, you know, he's just sending mixed signals. I don't know, I'm confused. Sweetie, he's not sending mixed signals. He's showing you very clearly that he just doesn't like you that much. You're just not that much of a priority. And as a woman myself, or as someone who has been in that situation myself, I know how painful it is to just be real with yourself. And I know it's like the audacity of someone not seeing what a catch you are, of someone not seeing what kind of wifey material you are. It is truly super painful, but let me just be real with you. It's better to be honest with yourself and walk away with your pride, because they always come back. They always, they will come back even months later, sometimes years later. When you walk away with your pride and your dignity, they will always be back. And that's exactly what I see here in the King of Wands. A fool, someone who fumbled you, someone who didn't know what they had when you were there, because men don't appreciate what they have until it's gone, or at least a lot of them. Let me not just say men in general, because there are good ones out here. But I just want you to know, here in the King of Wands, one of them who fumbled you, who played with your emotions, who knew you were invested and wanted to give this your all, and they essentially forced you to walk away because they just wouldn't respect you and everything that you were bringing to the table. Now they're coming back. Now the clown all of a sudden wants to re-enter into your life and have another chance. But it's really up to you to know whether you want to allow that. Personally, I would say never let an ex back in your life. Never let someone who obviously fumbled you back in your life. The only scenario in which it's okay is if you've kind of always liked each other but nothing ever happened. But if you were involved with them, intimate with them, sleeping with them, kissing them, doing all of these kinds of things, hoping you would have a future with them, and they fumbled that, meaning they didn't want to put a label on it, they didn't want to take it seriously, they didn't want to move in, they didn't want to properly plan for the future, they didn't want to give you stability, do not let them back, okay? Because again, they will not appreciate you, because unfortunately there are some people who only appreciate you when they don't have you. So group 3, I do just also want to add a little charm circle situation in here for you. So let's see how we'll do this. We'll do a number 3. Excuse my subpar drawing abilities, all right? But it's just a circle. Let's not sweat it. And let's add some charms in here to see what you'll have aside from also like this dusty X trying to come back to you. So let's see what we've got here for 2024. We've got a dinosaur, we've got a mirror, and a key. There will be a lot of self-reflection, okay? This old dusty dinosaur, especially if they're older than you and they should have known better, because in reality, you are an old man. Like, you could be someone's father, and you're out here playing these games with me. They will have done some self-reflection and then found the key to the door that unlocks, that just has this big writing on the wall when they enter the room that says, "You are a clown for fumbling her." All right, like, you really played yourself. And they're going to realize that they were dead wrong. They're going to realize they made a mistake, but it's most likely already going to be too late. That's one thing that I see here in correlation to this situation. And I also want to add a rune into your reading. I apologize if this is a little loud. Okay, so here we've got this little rune situation. This is Laguz. This rune represents water, emotions, the sea. Okay, they're going to come back and those tears are going to be flowing. Okay, their heart is going to feel heavy. You've made their chest hurt when you don't show any kind of wanting them back, any forgiveness, any kind of like, yeah, well, I guess I understand. Like, no. Because you've got better prospects here in the Knight of Swords. You have way better opportunities, romantically speaking. We see that here for you, group number 3. And in the Knight of Crystals reverse, which is the Knight of Fire signs reverse, again, these fire signs, they're just not vibing right now. So that means Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries energy, if someone is heavy on that in their sun sign, they need heavy reflection because they're not ready for the type of emotional depth that you would like in a relationship. Next up, we've got the Chariot in reversed. So because you've been doing a lot of work on creating your own little peace and safe space, you know how hard it is to bring that to life and bring that to fruition. And you won't let just anyone waltz in and destroy that, especially not an ex who like made you have to work so hard to get that inner peace and balance back again. So I definitely just want you to know here with the King of Pentacles, there are so many guys here. The Knight of Crystals, the King of Wands, the Knight of Swords. Now we've got the King of Pentacles. There are a lot of people who want to be with you, who are interested in you. So you've got options, all right? You are definitely the kind of person who by 2024 you can pick, and trust me, it's best for you to pick someone who you don't know yet, because if you would have already met the one, you would have known and it would have lasted. So don't let those exes back. And furthermore, take the kind of person who you feel cares the most about you, okay? Not who has the best resume or who you think maybe in the long run this would be better than that guy. No, in the long run, the best option for you is someone who loves you immensely, who cares about you so much that it's like undeniable. They would do anything to make sure that you're safe, you're taken care of, and that you're happy. Don't go for looks or from a background, like coming from a wealthy family, whatever. All of that ish doesn't matter when you need someone who's emotionally mature and intact and with whom you can have healthy conversations and also conflict resolution with. So group 3, I'm going to clear and cleanse the space now, and then I'll be back to move more deeply into your reading. So I'll just catch you in a second. Welcome back, group number 3. Okay, we already have a card that popped itself upside down, and I see it's the Weeping Willow, which I can already see some crocodile tears. This ex is just gonna try everything. Okay, and we also have the Rainbow, which is just a difficult situation being over. In the past, you may have given in to this weeping willow, to this little crybaby who's going to make everybody but themselves responsible for fumbling you in every situation, but their own incapabilities being the fault as to why it didn't work out. But I see here in the rainbow, you know better. Don't forget to leave a rainbow emoji below in the comment section. Just to manifest, you're going to pick someone new and someone who has that sparkle, someone who really loves and cares for you, and where you don't know that they already fumbled you once in the past. Like, you deserve better than that, group 3. So know in the rainbow that this is representative of difficult parts of life being over, all right, and things getting easier, and be open to receiving. I definitely see that in love, this is all about that, all right? Your love life is about being open to receiving. Your love life is about someone giving you things in a material way as well. Let's stop shaming that or making it seem like, oh, you're only about materialistic things. Like, it's always the broke dudes who say that. It's always the ones that wouldn't do anything for a woman anyways who say that. So it's like, I don't care about what you think, honestly, and it's fine. You don't need to. Some women like to never be spoiled, and they can be with you, but that's not me, because I would actually like to be spoiled emotionally, materially, physically, in all types of ways, because that's what love is about. And I know I would do the same for my person, so why shouldn't I receive the same in return? Like, it doesn't make sense. So in Boss Up, you are just weeding out all of these people who are just low-level individuals that want to drag you to their level because they are never going to fully commit in a relationship, or they're not ready right now. That would be the only reason why not to 100% invest yourself in a relationship. It's if you have doubts or you have no plans of being with this person in the long run anyways. That's when you would say to yourself, well, actually, I don't really want to spend my time and energy and money on this person. Let's be real. So anyways, that's what we do here on this channel. All we do is just be real. Even if some feelings get hurt, even if we need to just confront some situations we're not proud of, it is what it is. And if you are with a dude or just with a person, an individual, and you are paying half the bills or more, and you're doing a lot of labor, I mean cooking and cleaning and caring for this person, you're being scammed, sis. I'm sorry to tell you, you are being scammed. And please don't tell anyone that you're watching my channel unless you are going to change that, because here within the star, we have hope on the horizon for you, okay? There is hope for you. It's not like you're gonna always be in this situation or always be dealing with this. And with this, I mean, it is embarrassing when you look back. I am embarrassed when I look back at some of the things I accepted or did when I was literally being scammed, okay? So the thing here is that there is hope for all of us, and let's be real, we all need to go through this phase where we are accepting less, where we have compromised our boundaries to learn the lesson, like, hey, don't compromise. There are very few people, women in this world, who don't have to go through the situation of being in a subpar relationship in order to learn, because either you need to be in a crappy relationship to learn how to pick better, do better, choose better, or you have to experience a crappy relationship so you can appreciate a good one when it comes along. Because here in the Three of Pentacles, the thing is, there is so much information out there, there's so much talk, there's like everybody wants to say something about another person's relationship, but let's just focus on ourselves and what we need. Let's not also compare our relationships to the things we see on social media, because a lot of these things that we see, they are just not reality. A lot of it is also staged. I mean, how many times have we seen some sort of celebrities pretend to be all in love, and then a month later they're posting a breakup message on their Instagram, both co-signing that they're amicably going their separate ways because of just, you know, differences that they had. I mean, it's such a load of hoopla, okay? The Ace of Pentacles is about designing your own healthy relationship and not comparing and not feeling like, okay, well, this person got this for their anniversary, or their boyfriend seems to surprise them in this way. I want that too because that looks amazing. Can we also just normalize letting men spoil us in their own way and making that something we really appreciate, because then that also encourages them to do more of the good behavior. And I know today's reading is very girls club. As already mentioned, everyone is invited. Please apply this to your own pronouns because we're all human. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is all about reinforcing good behaviors, almost like with a dog, an animal, honestly. And it's not to compare who you're dating to a dog. It's just simple math. I mean, you get rewarded for a certain behavior, of course you're going to do it again. I mean, I think anyone would. So the Nine of Cups shows us that by 2024 you will have a lot of the things that you want with this strategy, with everything that we spoke about, with also having a little bit of dark, mysterious femininity by your side, where you're not taking shit. Am I allowed to say that on here? You're not taking any crap, poo. Am I allowed to say this? I don't know. You're not taking BS from anybody, and you're also just showing clearly what you like and where your boundaries are. And we have another person coming in with a bag, okay? Coming in with some serious material gifts, because everyone knows, like, Pentacles people, either these earth signs are super stingy, like to the point where you're like, I can't even be with you, this is terrible, or they are very giving and they want to do everything they can. They would give you like their last dime. And in case you don't know what earth signs are, these are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, because I know there's always so many new viewers here on my channel who aren't sure of which zodiac sign belongs to which element. So there you've got it. And these are the type of people who are very practical and dependable. You can really build with these signs. And as already mentioned, they like things in the earthly realms. They also like to get gifts back, really thoughtful ones, like, you know, photos in frames and like things like that. Okay, just like memory boxes and things. The Eight of Blades reversed shows us here that when you see the light, that you really don't need to settle for someone's dusty I can't even speak anymore, for someone's dusty son or daughter who is breadcrumbing you. You will truly find like that the world is your oyster, especially romantically speaking, because there are a lot of great people out here. There are a lot of people who want the same thing you want, who want a wholesome relationship where no love language is demonized or left out, where all needs are met for each other. And even if you can't afford like a luxury lifestyle, it doesn't matter. It's about doing the best with what you've got. And the Seven of Blades just shows less thinking, more enjoying, more doing for 2024, because you've done enough overthinking. You have shed enough tears as well. And it's kind of like you're exiting that era and that cycle and entering one of complete inner peace, where you know that if it works out, it was meant to be. If it doesn't work out, something better will work out for you. Now, group 3, I will now move into the patron only portion of this video, because a lot of you support me on Patreon so that I can continue to make these videos and continue to produce my tarot and oracle decks. And for that, I am going to add on an extension for my patrons, so you can find it on my Patreon page. If you haven't signed up to my Patreon yet, feel free to find the link below in the description box. I've got a little chat so you can message me like on a messenger app. And of course, also the patron only content, the extended videos, the patron only notes, the patron only spells that I have on there, as well as, of course, videos that you can only find find on Patreon that are exclusive to that platform. And the library just keeps growing every month. I post at least like 3 videos on Patreon every month, so feel free to check that out. So my beautiful babies of the zodiac who are here with me on YouTube, thank you for joining me, for spending this divine time and space, and I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful angels of group number 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Citrine, which is a stone of abundance, good vibes, and prosperity. And it's also said to invite more financial stability into your life. So basically money, all right? That may be why you felt drawn to this stone. But let's move into your reading to figure out precisely what will be yours by year 2024. All right, so we've got joy. I just want you to know here, connecting that to the dragonfly, you will have an increase in joy and happiness. This will be yours for year 2024, and you may have not expected this, especially if you're going through a bit of a rough or tough time at this point right now, group number 4. But rest assured that better, easier times are coming towards you for 2024. So this is 100% going to be the vibe. It's going to be joy, it's going to be happiness, and also less overthinking. So I want to do a little charm circle for you here. I just wrote the number 4 into your circle because, well, you do belong to group number 4, and I just want to get into it immediately with my little charm bag. All right, so this is my little Bow Life velvet charm bag. If you guys have ordered from my online store, then you have a ton of these bags already, since all orders come with like velvet pouches to store your things, and also for you to be able to store things such as charms and tarot cards too. So we have this ballerina as well as this planet. So you're gonna see a show, a ballet show that is out of this world, that is just amazing and really inspires you to follow your dreams and passions more. One thing I immediately also think of is the movie Black Swan. Have you seen that movie? It is intense, it is magnetic, it's electrifying, it's amazing, and I think it also kind of makes you want to push yourself in this weird, creepy, dark way. You know, when she all of a sudden turns into not like the sweet version of herself, but when Natalie Portman becomes this almost like possessed version of this ballerina that is like bleeding, so competitive, just kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. You have to have seen the movie to know what I mean, but it's dark, it's a little crazy, but it is a vibe, okay? Nobody can deny that. And here within the Sea Star, I do also just want you to understand that what you will have is this star quality coming out of you again, oozing out of you. So if there is a dream or an aspiration that you had that you put on the back burner because you felt like you were too old or it's not the right time for it, whatever the case may be, I just want you to know it's coming back up in the year 2024. So let's see what else we've got. We've got this bow. Okay, so dark femininity. That's what I want you to know here in this bow. You're not playing around. You're using everything that you've been given naturally in order to not only get ahead, but also just using like your charm, using your dark femininity to attract the best possible partners, the best work opportunities. And it's not in a way that is like indecent, not at all. You're using it in a way where actually you're dressing more modest than maybe some people around you. You have more etiquette. You are relying more on your talents and on your confidence than on looks. That's what I see. It's all about energy. And of course you'll dress nicely, but the attention you want is attention that is type of attention that also comes with respect. If it's just attention that is desperate, you don't want it, neither from men nor women. Next up, we also have stillness. Okay, so I see that by 2024, what you will have is a lot more of a calm environment around you. So if, for example, where you're living now, it's really loud, you've got annoying neighbors, or you actually even want to move out because you live on a busy street and in a place where you just don't feel as comfortable, I see you having the joy of stillness in a new living environment that you will spend most of your time in, because you can finally relax and you don't feel like you have to put up with these noises and vibes that are just really not for you. Okay, so I definitely see here that your living situation will turn calmer, more still, and just very, very peaceful. And for all of my ladies out here, because I know 95% of my audience is ladies, I just want to remind you that if you're single or you're not living with your partner at this point, enjoy this time. Do you know how many people get married and have children, which is still the majority of individuals that take that path, either marriage or partnership? They live with the person, often it's a guy, a messy man, okay, someone's son, and you have to not only take care of that big baby, but also eventually of babies that you have, like actual babies, not man babies, okay? And even if your man is super independent, even if your kids are super great, it is still work and it's still stillness and quietness and peace you will never get back once you have your own family or once you're settled down with another person. So enjoy this phase, because each phase is special in its own way, and in each phase you may actually miss another, or sometimes wish that you had more alone time, or you had this or that. Okay, so the grass really is greener where you water it. Water the grass you've got right now. So here within Believe, I do see that when it comes to setting up your life for precisely how you want your relationship to be, you actually have to believe it's possible in order to draw that result into you. Because if you don't believe that you're worthy, you will attract someone who is going to treat you beneath your boundaries and your wants and your needs, because you are not expecting anything better. Like, for example, someone who puts you down or yells or screams. All of these traits, okay, you may put up with because you're not expecting better. But when you're already believing and expecting in someone, and expecting for someone who treats you with mutual respect, who will never raise their voice at you, who will never put you down, then you already have, first of all, a completely different don't F with me kind of vibe. You have a completely different aura around you, a completely different aura color. And I want you to know here in Justice, you intimidate people who don't have respect. You intimidate people who want to mess around or who want to be in a relationship that is unfair, okay? Who want to be in a relationship where they can act however they want and get away with it. That's one thing that I see here that has to do with what you will have. You will have this like repellent aura that just repels BS, especially from those who you would consider to be in a romantic relationship with. Okay, next up we've got the Chariot. So the Chariot shows us here that you will have a very clear vision of where you're going and a lot of speed on your side to getting there. So you're not slowing down for anything or for anyone. The Chariot shows that you're moving very quickly and concisely towards your next goal and your next steps. So you're not distracted. If you're experiencing a distraction in your life right now, group number 4, someone that you can't stop thinking about, or some big bills that you just don't even know how you're going to pay, I just want you to know here that what will actually happen is that you will move very concisely and clearly towards your goals of not only making your life better, but also solving any challenges that you have experienced. And nothing's really going to get in your way or stop you whatsoever, because you just simply are not making room for that. And when you don't make room for things like this, on a mental level, they don't have any chance to even be anywhere near you. And all that's left is the best of you. That's what I see that you'll have by 2024. You'll have the best of you. You'll have a version of you that people are jealous of. I need to tell you this. People will be jealous, and there is even such a thing as romantic partners being jealous. And ladies, even men being jealous on you when they see you thriving, when they see your hair is shining, it's growing, your skin is clear, your body is on point, you're eating healthy green things. Like, there are literally men out here who will feel jealous, who will feel attacked in some way, who will feel personally attacked or victimized by Regina George. You get the vibe, you get the feeling. So here within Create and Progress, don't let that stop you from your grind. Don't let that stop you from progressing, because that's exactly what they want. And when you have any feeling that there is either a frenemy or a false person romantically in your life that isn't really here for your success, or that is low-key jealous of you, you need to cut them off, group number 4. Do it as gently as you can if you feel unsafe, or if you feel like they might cause a lot of drama if you just rip the band-aid off quickly. But either way, like, do it. Okay, I understand not every situation is easy and quick, but set your goals and do them. And the thing here with goal setting is also, when you've got a target, when you've got a goal, that's when you'll reach it. When you don't have a goal and you're just kind of aimlessly wandering around, you haven't really set out a target to go for, that's when you will start to float around and not meet any goals and not hit any targets. And this is one thing I also need to be a lot harder on myself with. I think, you know, when you start a business, you are so eager to hit certain goals, and then once you've done it and you kind of take a step back, or you kind of like it's not even taking a step back, it's just avoiding burnout, right? Taking more care of yourself than just the business. You start to maybe set less goals every week, every month, and all of a sudden you find yourself slipping a little bit because you didn't set the goals. The goals aren't here, and you slowly start to realize, like, man, I need to write these goals down again. I need to remind myself to always become nobody. That means even if you have made it to a certain level, to a certain echelon, always, first of all, be kind and be empathetic, but also always have goals for yourself. If your goal was to save $1,000 first, or $100, great. Now up your goal to $5,000, $10,000. If you wanted to earn, for example, $100,000 in a year, up that goal, up it to 150. Find a way to get there. The thing is, like, once you've reached a goal, don't give up on setting new ones, because when you give up on setting new ones, you will most likely also slowly start to lose the goal you reach now, because you have to continue working hard on that too, right? So group 4, I will just clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be back with you for a couple additional messages. So just hang on tight and I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back, group number 4. Let's delve even more deeply into your reading, shall we? So let's get into it. As per usual, you guys, for all of you who are new and you're like, what is Bow Life? Okay, that's my brand, and all of your orders of like decks and crystal jewelry, like what I'm wearing now, it all comes with, like, you know, packaged with velvet pouches and velvet like ring boxes and jewelry boxes, necklace and earring boxes, things like that. And they're super reusable. Of course, you can use them for anything. As you can see, I love to store my charms and other things in these pouches because they're just so handy and versatile and really great quality, and I just love how they look. So let's get into it. We have DTI. All right, so there is something going on here for the year 2024 with these letters. Okay, maybe deity. We got it. We got what spirit is trying to tell us. Tide. All right, very interesting, group number 4. Very, very interesting that we received the word tide for you. Water is important for the year 2024. So in case you didn't know what the tide is, it's like the rising and falling of the sea, which happens twice in each lunar day. And it is because of the attraction of the moon and the sun, okay? So the tides have a very spiritual meaning. The tides also are a real thing, okay? It's not like a spiritual woo-woo thing. And I do definitely see a deep connectedness to the lunar phases. And let's also never forget, we are mostly made up of water. Humans are like 70% made up of water. So if tides, the moon can affect the tides, which means the entire oceans, and when the water rises and falls, imagine what that does to your body if you're 70% water. So it does have an effect on how we feel, on our energy levels rising and falling, and just documenting this, getting in tune with it, and reminding yourself that for some things you're actually not responsible. It is the tides of your body that are at work, and the best thing for you to do is to learn to work with these tides. So we've got the 6 of Blades and the 8 of Blades next. Now the suit of Blades is the suit of everything that happens within your head and your mindset. The 6 of Blades here shows us that you're not only in this really cool golden ship that is super sparkly, but also you are going from choppy waters into calmer waters. And the 8 of Blades shows us that the reason why this is happening is because depression and trigger warning, maybe an ED, for example, or OCD, is something that has kept you very confined and feeling like your life is a little limited. But the thing is here that when you learn to work with the tides of your body and your existence, so your own kind of rhythm and what works for you, you will be able to free yourself from feeling so entrapped and at the mercy of these different struggles that you're going through mentally, where you seem to not have a way out. The Knight of Cups in connectivity to these cards shows us that you are like becoming your own knight in shining armor. You're not waiting for anyone's crusty son to ride into your life on a white horse, because you know that often that's just smoke and mirrors anyways. And I think especially as ladies or women, because I know a lot of you are women here on my channel, about 95% according to my stats, you know that there's this feeling of thinking someone will show up and somehow save you or somehow make your life better. But I have a very uncomfortable news flash for all of you. It's not going to happen. You unfortunately need to save yourself. Trust me, I've been there at that rude awakening too. And I'm like, what? Like, I need to do this myself. Like, I need to be my own hero. And yes, you do, but it will be the best thing that you've ever done. You'll be the proudest you ever were of yourself. And in the Tank card, know here that you will have a huge celebration, a huge reason for enjoyment and fun due to this. So celebrating your successes, celebrating your strengths and everything that you have been able to accomplish by 2024, and your fearlessness too. So the shield shows here that you have to defend yourself, okay? You have to make sure that you look out for you, because sometimes other people, they've got their own life going on. Even if one day you're married to an amazing person or you just got an awesome partner, like, you still need to look out for yourself, because believe it or not, they got their own life too. And I see here within the leg that for you, by 2024, it's like stepping into a new experience. And it's super, super tempting. You've been there. Temptation has tried to test you, as we've got here in the apple, which in a biblical sense is very Adam and Eve, you know what I mean? And just FYI, you guys, I am interested and intrigued by literally all of the stories, all the mysticism, and everyone is invited to this channel. It's just like an open channel for people who like spirituality as a whole, okay? You don't need to belong to any certain type of spirituality. And I am interested in all of them. I'm doing research of all different forms of spirituality. The apple, of course, is like, you know, that Adam and Eve story, and you will be tempted, but you will kind of be able to withhold from giving into the temptation of being like the victim or thinking, oh, someone's gonna come and save you, because the lobster shows like you just are gonna give this final pinch, this final bit of effort to really get to this next stage where you don't need anyone. So people who are in your life and people who you choose to be around are really for you, okay? They're really the kind of people that you want, not people that you cling on to because you think you need them. Because I think sometimes you can be in a romantic situation because you feel like you need them, or you don't know how to handle things without them because they usually help you or they would know what to do. But when you realize that you really don't need them and that anything they can do, you can do, you become this unstoppable force, really, and this person of just a supreme amount of confidence. And furthermore, now I am going to move into the patron-only portion of this reading. So if you'd like more and you can't get enough and you need the extra information in order to help yourself, to soothe yourself, my Patreon is linked below in the description box. There are already tons of Patreon videos on there, and the library just continues to grow every month as I upload like about 3 Patreon videos per month on there, as well as other content, so feel free to join. But of course, you guys, I'm always uploading to YouTube as well, where you still get super extensive and detailed readings like this one. So group number 4, thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. Don't forget to check out all the relevant links in the description box, as well as even when I stream on Twitch, because I pull cards for you guys for free on Twitch because I've just been enjoying being on that platform. It's like a creative outlet for me. So check that out. And yeah, I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions.